Love them knives here. What do we got? We got Vosteed. God. Whew. Vosteed. Hey, I'm going to put the link to the Vosteed video I did at Blade West down below, and you can take a look at that. I got this in the mail from a Vosteed, the big boss boy, okay? And you know what? This was one that I was admiring on his table at Blade West. And this is the Corgi, and obviously this is the big Corgi, okay? And this is in Ultim. And this is, it was one of the ones on his table. In fact, I'm not sure there were any knives on his table that were available for sale at the time. They were just a bunch of knives that he had whipped up, and there's your backspacer there, for people to look at and get their reactions off of them, and kind of, what do you want us to do going forward? They're very open to input from knife enthusiasts. And this Corgi, or this is a prototype here, of course, he had a bunch of them on the table, right? So you might want to look at that video. But this is a button lock, and of course it's it's a front flipper, it's a top flipper, it's just flipper. And this one's pretty light detent, but it's just something he whipped up and just thought he would like people to, and so I guess my recommendation would probably increase, be to increase the detent a bit on this, because that's pretty easy to kick out. But I mean, I think this was just, for shits and giggles to get people's input. And I said, yes, yes, the large Corgi, it's a great idea. It's where it ought to go. I mean, and I said, you could do a mini Corgi too. I think that would be very popular as well. But this large one, especially in Ultim, and some people like the Ultim and some of them don't, okay? I happen to like it, and I think it would be great if this material here could also be done in like a blue or amethyst or other types of tints than the yellow. But okay, I just think this is good. And Ultim is, what's that, PEI, it's poly, I don't know, whatever the hell, the chemical composition or whatever, and how it's made and stuff. But I saw an article on that, which if my brain functions properly when I get this put together, I'll put the link to that article, because I put it on a previous thing that had Ultim. I think it might have been the Kaiser Towser K in Ultim. I gave a link to the article on PEI, this Ultim, like, it runs down like how high is it heated up and what are its properties, chemical resistance, and insulating capabilities, and how tough is it, and that resilient and all that kind of stuff. A lot tougher than acrylic and things like that, you know what I'm saying? So but I really like the Corgi. The Corgi's been really popular, and I wanted to bring your attention to a couple of other things, since this is not for sale now, and it won't be out probably until maybe late 24 at best. But I'll keep my eye on it, and I'm gonna go to Texas Blade as well in late February, and then of course Atlanta in June of 24. So, good Lord willing, and so I will try and keep you updated on what's going on here, and you can always DM them through their Instagram account or that kind of thing, right? Okay. But they had a little thing that ended on November 27th, and if you saw my posting on my Instagram account, it was this V-knife thing that they were trying to do, V-Life, of course, V for Vosteed, but you could take any brand knives and put them in a V shape, take pictures, post it with V-Knife Life and this and this and this, whatever the instructions were, I had posted as well on my Instagram postings. But this gives you a picture of these are my Vosteed knives, except there's one missing, and it's my Raccoon in blue G10. I was looking for that. I just found it a few minutes ago. So I do have, but that's the blue micarta. So closer up, this is part of them. Of course, this is the large Corgi and Ultim. There's the smaller Corgi, of course, and they also made this in a micarta. I prefer it in the G10, and I like it in the Ultim because it's not micarta. I'm a little micarta burnt. But the Nightshade, the Valkyrie, and then, of course, this is the Lab, and this is the Gator. And then I split my Nightshades up. They've done a lot of different iterations on the Nightshade, and you guys check White Mountain Knives and look at Nightshade. They did the Thunderbird in a sculpted blue aluminum and maybe black aluminum, I can't remember, but I knew they had it in the sculpted blue aluminum on the T-Bird, but also they're going to do that on the Nightshade. Okay, and it's really cool looking, so you might want to check that out. And of course, this is the Bellamy, I believe. And then, of course, I've got two of these Valkyries. Okay, but I've got the blue G10 and the blue micarta on the Raccoon. In the Raccoon, on their table they had a large Raccoon as well. On that video that I'll put down below. So this one here, though, I think this is going to be nice if they would follow up and go ahead and do this. I don't think they need to do it in anything bigger than this. I know this is just a little below 3.5. So 3.4, can we say? This is 3 3/8, however that translates. And then, about 87 millimeter blade length, 8 inches overall length at 20 centimeters. Now, I guess if you want to call this, instead of the large Corgi, maybe the XL Corgi, then I would say I'd want to do it at a 3.6 and maybe an 8 1/4 overall length. Okay? But, I'd like your input on this. Do you think this is fine? Should it be just a tad bigger? Because the initial Corgi is what I would call the small, and then you could make a mini, and then this could be the standard, and then you could go XL at a 4-inch blade. If you wanted to do that too, you know what I'm saying? But maybe this is as big as a Corgi needs to go. And so, ideas as well. Maybe in the future they'll also do like sculpted aluminum handles, as an exclusive, like they did White Mountain for the Nightshade and for the T-Bird. Okay, so you could do that. And is that a material you're drawn to, or what? So I'd say, use your imagination if you want to get involved and put it in the comment section and talk about, what do you think about this? What do you think about the Raccoon as well? Because that's another one that was on his table. He had a Raccoon XL. And I thought that was a great idea. It's kind of like, when they came out with the Gator. And then the Gator, a lot of people, it's like, it's just too big, right? But I'm glad they did the Gator. And I guess I need to do a video sometime in the not too distant future and get all the Vosteed knives out again, because I've just got them all packed back in my drawer about 2 or 3 days ago. And it's like, no, because most of them got the outer box and then the inner tin thing, and then you got patches and stickers and stuff, and like this. I've got about 4 of these on my damn patch wall here. Okay, so, but you know what? Vosteed, they've come out of like nowhere in the last how many years? Just few years, and really kicked it. Really have. And anywhere from S35 in, and then my T-Bird's got a poke on it because I sent that in, and yes, it was real S35. And you can look at my knife test results on that. I think it was a 60 or 61, something like that on the S35 on the T-Bird, just off the top of my head. But so yeah, they do test true as far as the steel goes. They're not very expensive knives, and especially these, because these were not S35VN, or these weren't a crucible, high end steel. But they've just been a lot of fun what they've been doing with them, and his creativity. And I don't know. I heard the guy that was talking me through it. He came from North Carolina and this and that, but he was helping out at the table. And I called him you, but I guess it's YUE. He was calling him UA. UA is his first name, but not the guy from North Carolina, the guy that's the head of Vosteed, but UA, but or you. But I didn't know the correct pronunciation, but maybe I should say UA because that's what he was saying. But we all went to dinner with a bunch of people, and Noel. We had, oh God, we had a bunch of different people there. Marshall Noble, and from Noble, our Legion Steel Knives, and then me, my wife, and then UA and his female companion or whatever, and then guys that were working at his booth, and I think one or two YouTubers and maybe design collaborators were there. So that was way cool to have time to talk to them and get to know them better. But yes, and he's very open. He's very creative. He's done a lot of designs, and you know what? I probably should have more of a bio put together on him as well, because I think he was involved in Kaiser or somebody like that earlier before he ever did the Vosteed thing. So this is a good knife here. I think this is a good size. The detent's obviously, it's bouncing off the stop. So, I mean, it's a little bit light. But, I mean, the front flipper, the whole concept, top flipper, all that. Whether you like the Ultim or, I mean, I'm sure there'll be a variety of materials that will be available if they do this full-size Corgi, that kind of thing. But, it's fairly lightweight, slender in the pocket and all that. And I don't know if it's worth necessarily going through this because I don't know that that's going to be what it's going to be when they actually do it. It's got 121 grams the way she sits on the ground right now, and 3.5 ounces, So, and right now the way it sits is, 12 millimeters, so 0.47, and it's probably about a 3 millimeter blade stock, or 2.7, something like that. Yeah, 2.7. So yeah, about par for the course, right? So obviously skeletonized liners underneath and that kind of thing, but just wanted to let you know about their Black Friday deals too. And before I let you go, and I will post this down underneath, and I wanted to get this up on my channel. I just got this knife about 3 or 4 days ago, and I decided, wow, I looked at this again, I go, wow, we need to get this up because it's already the 22nd. And so I'll try and post this on the 23rd or 24th, but there's sales that are going on, and you might want to get on the site and or their Amazon, right? Amazon Prime is this, that. So the Raccoon, Valkyrie 20%, Labrador, Gator, Bellamy 30%, Corgi Nightshade 5%, and then here's campaign time for, the V topic. That's already over right there. So that was on that as well. So, and that was about the V topic all the way to the bottom of this page. This is their their specials for November, Black Friday, etc., etc. So check them out as well. I like their knives. Obviously, I have a bunch of them, and I wish you guys a great holiday season. And we do. We love them knives. You guys stay sharp.